Associate Professor K. Sudesh Kumar, the lecturer from School of Biological Sciences USM, has carried out research activities on the biosynthesis of microbial polyesters since 1992. He has collaborated with several renowned international agencies including Tokyo Institute of Technology, Riken Institute Japan, and Max Planck Institute for Marine Microbiology Germany.
It was mainly because of my fascination towards the process of producing biodegradable plastics, whereby it is the microbes, bacteria are the ones which are producing the plastics. Because before I started working on this topic, what I know about plastics is that these are materials that are produced from petroleum resources. And as we all know, plastics are very useful and can be used for many applications. They also are becoming a big problem to the society because plastics are very durable and it's very difficult to get rid of plastics. So that is why there is a need to come up with next generation plastics which are biodegradable, meaning that after we have used the plastics and we don't need it anymore, when we discard it, it is absorbed by the ecosystem. So this is the reason why I found it very interesting and I started working on this topic. We know now that we are living beyond our means. You know, what we say, for example, food. There is already food shortage in the global thing, meaning that the number of population in the world is more than what the world can sustain. So there is already, you know, this problem. Secondly is when there are lots of human activity, there's lots of waste. So this is causing environmental pollution. This is also happening at the global level. So because of all these problems that human civilization is facing, there has been, you know, a lot of efforts to reverse this process. Reverse meaning not going back to how we were living in 100 years ago, but reverse meaning we have to think in a sustainable way. Whatever we do must be sustainable, meaning that whatever comfort that we have now, we want to have or provide the same comfort to our children and our children's children. So for this, we need to constantly look for environmentally sustainable products. So this is where this biodegradable plastics comes in. Well, I think this research is relevant, very relevant to the bottom billion in many ways. The bottom billion simply means people who are marginalized. Not only people, but it can also mean environments that are compromised. Sometimes bottom billion we just look at people, but it's not just people, it is the ecosystem. Anything that is being marginalized can be considered as the bottom billion. Sometimes we don't see or we don't realize is the bottom billion or the bottom of the pyramid is what is sustaining the top of the pyramid. So if we don't address the problems or the difficulties or the challenges faced by the bottom billion, eventually the whole pyramid is going to collapse. So how are we going to solve our material needs? So this biodegradable plastic is actually produced from renewable resources. Like in Malaysia, ever since I joined USM, I've been actively doing research using the waste products from the palm oil industry. As you know, palm oil is one of our major agro industry in Malaysia, and it generates lots of waste, and this waste can be nicely converted into biodegradable plastics. So coming up with new materials like biodegradable plastics has to be done in a proper way that does not negatively affect the bottom billion. So it's not just the environment but also the people and their basic needs. So I see that is how the research that I'm doing fits in and also is very relevant to the bottom billion issues. The thing that I would really like to do is to really establish an industry in Malaysia that is involved in this biodegradable plastics. That's my, if you ask me honestly, my real interest, because like I told you earlier, I've been in this field for 20 years, ever since I started doing my masters, and I would probably work on this field for another maybe 20 years until I retire. And 20 years flies by very fast, so I hope before that, if we meaning the researchers, the university, and the government and the industries also can cooperate and establish this industry here in Malaysia to make biodegradable plastics. I think that would be something that I would be hoping for very much.